Hello and welcome back to my How to Fight on Toribash tutorial series. Today we're going to be talking about punching. So first I'm going to get into a nice balanced stance to start. So an important thing to know about punching on Toribash is you always want to stay in control. I don't want to continuously exert too much force or I can throw myself off balance. I'm sure you all have seen amateur fighters and boxers lose balance trying to throw a punch in real life. The same thing can happen in Toribash, so you want to make sure that you always stay in control and you often check your footwork. So first what I'll usually do is I'll initiate the punch. I'll use my hip for power, and I'll use my chest to twist my arm forward. You can either extend your elbow out or you can relax your elbow for a more relaxed punch. It kind of depends on the timing of it. So a technique that I use to stay in control of my punches and not fall over all the time, I'll only exert force halfway through my move, and then I'll hold all and focus primarily on my arm. This way I can minimize the damage done to my balance by the punch. As you can see, after I hold, I still stay nice and balanced and I can finish off my punch without a risk of falling. After my punch, I have to pull my arm in, and I do the same thing on the other side. I use my left hip to exert power, and then I'll use my chest again to twist. Halfway, I'll exert force, and then afterwards, I'll hold all and control just my arm. As you can see, this helped me keep balance again. The more you punch, the more your stance is going to be affected no matter what you do, especially if you're throwing hard punches. So it's very important that you check your knees and your ankles throughout the entire process as your stance begins to change. If you neglect and ignore your knees and ankles while you're punching, you're quickly going to find yourself losing balance. It's very important that while you're punching, you try your best to keep your feet flat. A good tip for keeping balance while punching is to try to keep your feet flat and your knees slightly bent. This can help you generate more power as well as stay more balanced. Throughout this video, you'll see examples of me using my toes to keep my feet on the ground. Another important tip for punching is you always want to keep both feet on the ground as much as you can. As I punch and switch stances and move around, I'm constantly trying to keep my toes and feet on the ground because this will help me set up for my next punch. The moment your foot leaves the ground, it becomes difficult to set up for the next punch because you don't really have a stance anymore. Generating power in your punches comes from having that contact with the ground. So let's quickly recap everything I said. Get into a balanced stance, use your hips and chest together to create a punch, exert force halfway through your move, and then hold all, and then use your arms to finish off the punch, and then repeat on the other side. As you continue to punch, your stance will begin to change, so it's important that you check your feet and your knees and make sure that you're keeping both knees slightly bent as often as you can and keeping both feet on the ground as often as you can. The key to keeping your balance more often is to stay in control, and utilizing hold all and relax whenever possible can help you stay in control. The more you use contract and extend, the more movement will happen across your body, and the more movement that happens across your body, the more your balance is affected and your stance changes. So only exert as much force as you need. This is the key to having better balance when you punch. As far as the specific techniques, well, Toribash is a sandbox, and you don't really have to punch like real life if you don't want to. You can create your own style and get inspired by other creators. The best way to improve your fighting in this game is to bring a friend in-game with you. You guys can have a friendly spar or fight more competitively, but it's important that you make mistakes because you can learn from them. I hope this video was helpful in teaching you guys how to punch and some of the mechanics behind punching. Go try it out. I'll see you guys in the next video.